Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Prime on Global Television. We are live in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Evikan Michael. Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bajo Anagwa, says President Bola is on top of domestic challenges in the country while reacting to recent comment by Atiku Abubakar, the People's Democratic Party's presidential candidate in the 2023 election. He said that the president's private trip to France did not interfere with official functions of the state, adding that the trip was announced to Nigerians. Onaga added that the result of the president's interventions in current situations in the country were already bearing fruit with the recent successes recorded in curbing kidnapping. He said that the president also approved 50 billion naira as a special fund to address some security challenges in the northeast, as well as funds for the acquisitions of equipment to track criminals in the FCT. The federal government on Tuesday disclosed that Nigeria is currently off track concerning progress on achieving the Global Sustainable Development Goal sanitation target and is regrettably among those behind. It also stated that the country loses about $3 billion annually due to poor sanitation arising from the use of unsanitary or shared toilets and open defecation. The Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Professor Joseph Utef, who disclosed this in Abuja at the National Workshop on Safety Managed Sanitation, however, stated that the government was working hard to tackle the identified concerns, outlining some of the priorities areas to include food security, ending poverty, economic growth, and job creation, as well as inclusivity. The federal government is partnering with the United Kingdom to establish a joint technical working group for the development of critical mineral deposits in the country. Dr. Dele Aleke, Minister of Solid Minerals Development, announced the partnership in a statement by Special Assistant and Media Shegun Tomari on Wednesday in Abuja. Recall that the partnership followed the meeting between Aleke and the United Kingdom Deputy Prime Minister Oliver Dowden on the sidelines of the Mines and Money Conference in London in December 2023. A delegation of the British High Commission, led by Deputy High Commissioner Johnny Baxter, had also paid a visit to the Minister of Solid Minerals Development on Tuesday to fine-tune details of the collaboration. Aleke said that the partnerships aim to culminate investment in the mining sector value chain. The House of Representatives Public Accounts Committee has slammed Nigerian Customs Service over the non-submission of audited financial statement for the 2016, 2017 and 2018 financial years to the Auditor General for the Federation. The Controller General of Customs, Basira Dewale Adenye, who appeared with his lieutenant, was questioned during the hearing of the committee chaired by Representative Bamidele Salam over the queries raised by the Auditor General to the Federation on the 2017 audited report. The Controller General responded to the queries that only common external tariff is remitted into the Federation account by the OAGF, while others that are active are remitted into the non-Federation account. Kaduna State has recorded no fewer than 748 reported cases of emotional and psychological abuse and 349 cases of physical assault in the 2023. The Commissioner for Human Service and Social Development, Rabi Salisu, said these are the second binaural shared learning event and dialogue session on public-private partnership and private sector engagement. Salisu, represented by Maryam Mozu, the Director Youth Development Department of the Ministry, said that the data was a combination of males and females who were victims of the types of sexual and gender-based violence from January to December 2023 in the state. Senator representing Kano South, Suleiman Kawu, is questioning the premature removal of the substantive executive director of the Midstream Downstream Gas Infrastructure Fund, Mansu Kuluya. According to Senator Kawu, the sacking of Kuluya as executive director of the agency is unlawful, as he was not allowed to complete his 5-year term, which began in 2022. Kike Okere has the details.
It is the responsibility of the National Assembly to respect its own laws.
Senator Kawu's outburst was in response to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's letter asking the Senate to confirm Oluwole Adama as ED of Midstream Downstream Gas Infrastructure Fund on Tuesday in the plenary.
Request for confirmation of appointment of Executive Director for the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, in accordance with the provisions of Section 441, subsection 2 of the Petroleum Industry Act 2021, I am pleased to present for confirmation by the Senate the appointment of Oluwole Adama as the Executive Director, Midstream and Downstream Gas Infrastructure Fund in the Petroleum Regulatory Authority. While I hope that the Senate will consider and confirm the nominee in an expeditious manner, please accept, distinguished Senate Presidents and distinguished Senators, the assurances of my highest regards. This is signed by Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
He started in March 2022, and it is the Senate who confirmed him. And there are so many provisions in the act that if for any reason he will be removed or replaced for any reason, there must be a process which the executive, although he has power to appoint, but there must be a procedure in line with our laws and constitution.
Akpabio also urged the committee to look into Senator Kawo's claims and make recommendation to the Senate for further legislative action.
So the two committees, Committee on Gas and Downstream, when you are deliberating, as you are reverting to us, please take cognizance of his point of order.
In a similar development, President Tinubu wants the Senate to also confirm the disengagement of Babatunde Irukera as the Executive Vice Chairman and the CEO of the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC. His request is contained in the letter read by the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, on Tuesday at the resumption of plenary after a 4-week Christmas and New Year break.
I hereby seek the kind confirmation of the Senate in respect of the disengagement from office of Babatunde Irukera as the Executive Vice Chairman, Chief Executive Officer of the FCCPC, with effect from Monday, the 8th day of January 2024.
President Tinubu had on January 8, 2024 sacked Babatunde Irukere as the CEO of FCCPC. Kike Lomo Ukeri, Global Television News.
Governor Sharif of Delta State has suspended the Commissioner for Agriculture and Natural Resources, Honorable Omon Perix, with immediate effect. He has also ordered the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture, Bennett Agama, the Assistant Director, Agricultural Engineering, Engineer Oki, and Chief Accountant, Gabriel, to embark on compulsory leave. The Delta State government said the action was to enable a 7-man committee set up by the governor and headed by the Secretary to the State government, Dr. Kingsley Mo, to investigate the claims and perceived infractions related to the management of the scheme of the ministry. The police in Ekiti State says they have arrested 5 suspected kidnappers during a bush combing exercise on Tuesday. The operation was in response to 2 attacks by bandits in Ekiti on Monday, resulting in the death of 2 monarchs and kidnapping of school children, a bus driver and teachers. A statement by Police Public Relations Office for Ekiti State Police Command Sunday Abutu state that 5 persons were arrested in the forest during a bush combing operation. Abutu said the suspects claimed to be herdsmen during interrogation, but it was later discovered that none of them has a cattle, and no cattle was found with them in the forest where they were arrested. The chairman of the Police Service Commission, Dr. Solomon Areze, says Nigeria needs the right police officers with mental mobility and fertile minds to relate effectively with the public. This is contained in a statement made available to newsmen by the head of press and public relations of PSC, Ikechukwu Ani, on Tuesday in Abuja. According to Ani, Areze spoke when he paid a courtesy visit to the registrar of the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, Professor Issa Areza said the focus of discussion during the visit was on the process of engaging JAMB to conduct computer-based tests for applicants seeking employment in the constable cadre of the Nigerian police. The police command in Taraba has announced the arrest of a suspected kidnapper Aliyu Mohammed in possession of 8.55 million naira and 7 mobile phones. Joseph Eribo, the Commissioner of Police in the state, who made this known on Wednesday in Jalingo, said the suspect was arrested by mobile policemen at a checkpoint in Jage on Jalingo-Yola bypass. According to him, during interrogation, the suspected failed to give satisfactory account of himself, and the search of his vehicle revealed the sum of 8,555,000 in cash, 7 mobile phones, about 3,000 MTN recharge card, and 7 amulets. The Commissioner of Police also announced the arrest of 5 other suspected kidnappers by the command's anti-kidnapping unit and local vigilante members. The chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ola Aloyes, said, revealed that the anti-graft agencies uncovered how a religious sect in Nigeria is laundering money for terrorists. This was as he also revealed that another religious body was found to be protecting a money launderer after some money suspected to have been laundered was tracked to the organization's bank account. The FCC boss made the revelations on Wednesday at the Musa Yar'Adua Center, Abuja, during a one-day dialogue on youth, religion, and the fight against corruption. He noted that religious organizations, institutions, sectors, and more bodies have been found capable of money laundering. The Nigerian Customs Service has arrested one Abdul Rabban Ibrahim in his 50s for his involvement in fraudulent activities and impersonations of the Comptroller General of Customs and other ranking government officials. This was disclosed in a statement posted on the official X handle of NCS on Wednesday. According to the statement, the NCS spokesman, CSC Abdullahi Mawada, on Monday revealed that the suspect arrest was made possible through intelligence gathered by the Custom Police Unit. The National PRO said the suspect has fraudulently lured numerous unsuspecting citizens to pay him money for the secure job appointment letters, thereby extorting over 1 million naira from them. The Western Nigeria Security Network, American Cops in Ondo State, has arrested 31 suspects for various alleged crimes across the 18 local government areas of the state. Adetunji Adeleye, commander of the American Cops, made this known while parading the suspect on Wednesday in Akure. Adeleye said the suspects were arrested for offenses including alleged kidnapping, illegal possession of firearms, and those that specialize in breaking of shops and houses. He also said that the government was resolute in its determination to ensure that investors, farmers, residents, and communals move about freely in the state without apprehension of attacks by hoodlums. At least 12 loggers were killed in northeast Nigeria, Borno State, near the border with Cameroon when their vehicle hit a landmine in an area where Boko Haram jihadists are active, 2 NGOs working in the region said on Wednesday. The loggers were on their way to the bush to collect firewood when the flatbed vehicle conveying them rolled over a mine suspected to have been planted by the Boko Haram jihadists on their highway outside Pohoka village. The NGO said which happened on Monday, men suspected to be Boko Haram planted explosive and killed 12 people, while many were injured along Pukula to Gwaso route. The Supreme Court on Wednesday dismissed an appeal by the All Progressive Congress and its governorship candidate in Adamawa State, Aisha Dahiru, popularly known as Benani, against Adamu Fintiri. The apex court, in a unanimous decision by the 5-member panel, dismissed as lacking in merit an appeal. The All Progressive Congress APC and its candidate Senator Aisha Dahiru, popularly known as Benani, failed to challenge the outcome of the governorship election that was held in the state on March 18, 2023. Sharon Adeye has the details.
The appellants, through their team of lawyers led by Chief Akinolu Olujimi San, prayed the court to nullify the declaration of Fitiri of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, as the valid winner of the gubernatorial contest. They urged the Supreme Court to set aside the concurrent verdict of the Court of Appeal and the Adamawa State Governorship Elections Petitions Tribunal, which dismissed their case and upheld Fitiri's re-election. Specifically, Senator Dahiru insisted that she polled the majority of valid votes cast at the election and was validly declared the winner of the state's resident electoral commissioner REC.
We are very pleased with the outcome that the mandate expressed by the people of Adamawa State, as affirmed by INEC, as affirmed by the tribunal, as affirmed by the Court of Appeal, has been affirmed today by the Supreme Court. Leadership in this country must carefully select the people to be entrusted with the sublime responsibility of manifesting the democratic will of the people into election results. I think this is an exhortation that all of us must take seriously. The executive, the legislature, the nation, the citizens. We must rise up to the responsibility to enrich and deepen our democracy so that the result of the election is the actual and accurate reflection of the will of the people.
I'm thankful for the judiciary for standing firm to ensure justice is delivered from the tribunal to the Supreme Court, and to my hard-working and dedicated team of lawyers ranging from the team leader, Barrister Didi Dodo, SN, and his team, Mahmoud Magaji and his team, and the lawyers that represented the PDP, Raji Ahmed, and that of the INEC. Above all, to my people in the state that have stood firm with me throughout this trial time. I'm grateful for them, and to my entire well-wishers across the country. This victory will only spur us more to do better for our state. We will continue to ensure that only the best is delivered to our people. And I call on every citizen of the state to join me in building the greater Adamawa State.
She, among other things, prayed the court to determine who ought to be the bona fide running officer of the gubernatorial election. However, Fitirin, through his lawyer, Damian Dodo San, urged the Apex Court to dismiss the appeal and validate his election victory. Sharana J. reporting for Global TV News.
Human rights activist and senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, has sued the federal government through the Attorney General of the Federation, the Minister of Education, the Universal Basic Education Commission, and 36 states over the issue of out-of-school children in the country. Falana filed the suit alongside an early childhood education specialist, Awal Mustafa, on behalf of the Lions on surviving COVID-19 and beyond. Their suit is over the failure to access 68 billion naira Universal Basic Education Commission funds to provide free basic education for every Nigerian child of school age. Attorneys General of the 36 states of the Federation and Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, were also listed as respondents in the suit, which was filed through their lawyer, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana. You are watching News Prime, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja, on StarTimes channels 276. Kindly follow us on all our social media platforms using Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. When News Prime returns, Naira plunges in official markets. Central Bank of Nigeria warns forex dealers. The news continues shortly with details of these and more stories right after this break. Do stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Global Television bringing you live broadcasts of the News Prime. Thank you for staying with us. On the foreign scene, Israel's army has begun flooding Hamas' network of tunnels as intense fighting rages in Gaza, with the United Nations warning of the potential collapse of the humanitarian system in the territory after a funding row hit its Palestinian aid agency. The epicenter of the fighting in recent weeks has been Khan Yunis, southern Gaza's main city, where vast areas have been reduced to a muddy wasteland of bombed-out buildings, and where an AFP journalist witnessed people leaving town on Tuesday as explosions sounded nearby. The Israeli military, which has dubbed the vast network of towns, the Gaza Metro said that it had begun flooding the underground complexes with water in a bid to neutralize the threat of Hamas' subterranean network. United Nations top court will hand down its verdict on Wednesday in a case brought by Ukraine against Russia for alleged terrorism financing and racial discriminations after its annexations of Crimea in 2014. Kyiv has accused Moscow of being a terrorist state whose support for a pro-Russian separatist in eastern Ukraine was the harbinger of the full-fledged 2022 invasion. It wants Russia to compensate all civilians caught up in the conflict, as well as victims from Malaysia Airlines, which was shut down over eastern Ukraine. The case predates Russia's 2022 invasion of Ukraine. The International Court of Justice, ICJ, will decide on Friday whether it has jurisdiction to rule in a separate case over that war. Let's turn to business. The Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, says the country has witnessed a steady increase in active voice and internet subscriptions. NCC's Director of Public Affairs, Dr. Ruben Moka, disclosed this in a statement on Tuesday in Abuja. NCC also said that there was a drop in its teledensity as contained in the latest telecommunications statistics indicators released, which has been adjusted to reflect the latest population growth figures and align with the international best practices. The active voice subscription statistics witnessed marginal growth from 220,361 to about 221,769,883 as of September 2023. In addition, internet subscriptions has also enjoyed marginal growth from 159,134,717 in August in 2023 to about 160,171,757 in September 2023. China's global dominance in electric cars helped it overtake Japan as the world's biggest vehicle exporter last year. Official data confirmed Wednesday that Japanese giants such as Toyota and Nissan has been much more cautious than their Chinese counterpart like BYD on electric vehicles, banking instead on hybrid models. Figures released Wednesday by the Japan Automobile Manufacturers Association showed shipment of cars, trucks, and buses rising 16% to 4.42 million last year. But China exported almost 500,000 more to about 4.91 million vehicles in total, as reported by the China Association of Automobile Manufacturers this month. The Nigerian Railway Corporations earned 286.78 million naira from cargo transported by rail in the third quarter of 2023. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, in its latest rail transportation report, stated that this represented an increase of 181.58% from 101.84 million generated in the third quarter 2022. The report stated in the third quarter of 2023, about 286.78 million naira was collected from goods and cargo conveyed in the third quarter 2023, up to about 1.8158% from the 101.84 million naira received in the third quarter of 2022. The volume of goods and cargoes transported in the third quarter of 2023 stood at 81,963 tons compared to about 33,312 tons recorded in the corresponding period of the prior year. The Central Bank of Nigeria and foreign airlines operating in Nigeria have differed over the total amount of unpaid ticket revenue in the country. The CBN on Tuesday said it has concluded the payment of all verified claims by the foreign airlines, with the payment of an additional $64.44 million to concerned airlines. The central bank said the development had brought the total verified amount paid to the air transport sector to about $136.73 million, adding that all the verified airlines claims had now been cleared. Furthermore, Sidi Ali assured Nigerians that the CBN was working with stakeholders to ensure liquidity improves within the forex market, thereby reducing pressure on the Naira. The Naira plunged further at the official window on Tuesday, closing at all-time low of 1,482 against the United States dollar. The local unit had closed at 1,348 against the greenback after the FMDQ Security Exchange reviewed the methodology used by the calculation of the threat. This came as the Central Bank of Nigeria released a circular to authorized dealers on financial market price transparency, warning them against engaging in sharp practices. The bank stated that its attention had been drawn to the practice of some dealers and their customers in reporting inaccurate and misleading information on transitions in the financial market. Oyo State has bagged 3 awards at the recently concluded general meeting of the National Council on Communications and Digital Economy. The 11th NCCD meeting was hosted in Kano by Governor Abba Yusuf with the Minister of Communications and Innovation, Bosun Tijani, who chaired the meeting, and the Director General of NITDA, Nigeria Kashfu, in attendance. The state was awarded the Best in Human Capital Development, Best in E-Government, and second runner-up in Digital Technology Infrastructure. A senior special advisor to Governor Seyi Makinde on ICT, Adebayo Akande, who disclosed this in a statement, said it is further solidified the state's reputation as one of the pioneers in the country's digital landscape. As part of our agenda to ensure efficient and seamless operations in the National Identified Management Commission, NIMC, the Director General and Chief Executive Officer of the agency, Engineer Bisio Dusi Kuka, has approved the distribution of additional enrollment system to all the state as part of steps to ease NIN enrollment challenges and increase operational capacity. This was disclosed by the Commission in a statement signed by the Head Corporate Communications, Kayode Adego, on Wednesday. He said the provisions of additional enrollment devices underscore the commitment of the DG and CEO to streamline operations and enhance overall effectiveness. The systems, according to Adegoke, have since been installed and in use across all states and have not only resulted in the reduction of time spent by applicants, but also increased the number of applicants attended to Delhi. Let's join Kike for more updates on business news.
Hello and welcome to Business Report on Prime News. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has released a new circular addressing suspected cases of Essex foreign currency speculation from Nigerian banks. The new circulation introduced a set of guidelines aimed at reducing the risk associated with this practice. The circular, titled Harmonization of Reporting Requirements on Foreign Currency Exposure of Banks, highlights the CBN's concern over the growing trend of banks holding large foreign currency positions. Data released by the Nigerian Communications Commission has revealed that the country's tele-density dropped 115.63% in August 2023 to 102.97% in November 2023. This came as the Commission adjusted the metric upward to reflect the latest population growth figures and align with the international best practice. According to the statement signed by the Director of Public Affairs at the NCC, Ruben Moka, the adjustment, which is reflected in the telecom industry statistically report of September, October and November 2023, is predicated upon the Nigerian Population Commission project of Nigeria's population at 216.7 million as of 2022, replacing the previous use of 2017 projection of 190 million people. The teledensity is an index prescribed by the International Telecom Union for measurement of telephone penetration in a population by a factor of 1 line per 100 individuals in the population. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
Against Boost ahead of their quarter-final clash against Angola with goalkeeper Stanley Nwabali back in training. Concerns had grown about the Chippa United Galley's fitness ahead of the Angola clash after picking up an injury in the last game against Cameroon. The 27-year-old has been impressive in between the sticks for the Super Eagles, as he has only conceded once in 4 matches in the ongoing AFCON tournament. However, with Nwabali back in training, the goalkeeper is not totally ruled out of the encounter against Angola. Super Eagles will trade tackles with the Palencas Negras of Angola on Friday at the Felix Houphouët-Boigny Stadium in Abidjan. The president of Saudi Arabian football said Roberto Mancini's disappearing act before the end of the penalty shootout in the team's Asian Cup exit was completely unacceptable. The Italian did not stick around to see the South Koreans eliminate his Saudi side in the last 16 in Doha with a decisive spot kick following a 1-1 draw. The South Korea won 4-2 on penalties on Tuesday and will face Australia in the quarterfinals in Qatar. Mancini, 59, apologized afterwards for walking down the tunnel before their fate was sealed, saying, "I thought it was finished." But Saudi Football Federation President Yasif Al made clear his unhappiness. Let's join Anthony Mahmoudou for more updates on sport news.
Welcome to Sports News Update. Manchester United midfielder Sofiane Amrabat was sent off twice during Morocco's shock AFCON loss to South Africa. Morocco were one of the pre-tournament favourites given their historic run at the 2022 Qatar World Cup. However, South Africa's Evidence Magopa scored a brilliant opening goal in the 57th minute of the game. Morocco's Ashraf Hakimi then had the chance to equalise from the penalty spot, but agonizingly missed at Boha Mokoena ensured the win for South Africa with a 95th minute coiling free kick. However, for former Fiorentina midfielder Amrabat, the night went from bad to worse after he was sent off for a second time, following a reckless challenge he made as the last defender for Morocco. The referee was quick to award a second yellow and a red card to the player, but after a VAR check gave Amrabat some hope and his team believed they could steal an equalizer, the second yellow was upgraded to a straight red, much to the disappointment of the struggling Old Trafford star. South Africa have now set up a tasty quarter-final clash with Cape Verde, who have been in excellent form so far. Former Celta Vigo captain Hugo Malo will stand trial in July for alleged sexual assault of the woman who worked as Espanyol's mascot Periquita in 2019. The defender, who now plays in Brazil with Internacional de Porto Alegre, was previously due to appear in court at Barcelona's court last year, but the case was postponed and now enters its fifth year after the charge was first brought against Malo. The alleged incident took place in April 2019 when Celta Vigo traveled to Catalonia to face Periquitus at the Stagefront Stadium, and footage appears to show the former captain, who was leading the player out onto the pitch, linger in a seemingly tight embrace with the mascot. In her victim statement, the individual, who is referred to as Anna but has upheld her right of anonymity, said that Malo had grabbed her breast after reaching under her mascot suit. Neymar has reportedly demanded a DNA test after claims he is set to father a third child with a third different woman. Report emerged in Brazilian outlet Portal Les Dias that Neymar had an affair with Brazilian model and influencer Amanda Kembele while he was still with his former partner Bruno Biancardi. The report claims Kimberly is now 4 months pregnant, with news of the pregnancy coming as a surprise to Neymar. Despite the surprise, Neymar was said to receive the news with joy and wants to carry out a DNA test as soon as the child is born to confirm it is his. Kimberly hails from Sao Paulo and is best known for appearing on Brazilian dating show Are You the One in 2016, with the model getting to know the Al Hilal star soon after. And talking tennis, a report emerging from Serbia has claimed a fever was the catalyst for Novak Djokovic's shock semi-final loss at the Australian Open. Quote attributed to journalist Luka Nikolic on social media state that the 24-time Grand Slam winner was battling a fever the night before he lost to eventual champion Jannik Sinner. Djokovic looked a different player on Rod Laver Arena on Australian Day, easily losing the first 2 sets before forcing Sinner to a fourth. Following Nikolic's comments, Djokovic, many fans felt the result would have been different if the 36-year-old was at his peak fitness. Djokovic, many fans failed to acknowledge the brilliance of Sinner, who didn't offer one breakpoint opportunity to the world number 1 across 4 sets. Post-match, Djokovic himself praised Sinner before stating his on-court performance was subpar. And that's how we call it a wrap on the Sports News Update. I am Anthony Momodu.
And that's it on News Prime, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across all our social media platforms using Global TV NG and all the handles now showing on your screen. I am Edikan Michael. Thank you for watching. See you again. Yeah.